Hi everybody, I hope you're all keeping very well. Sorry, my live videos are not recording very well on my Facebook page. So I've decided to just record them and upload them this way. I hope it's a little bit more helpful. We had decided that we were going to do a live this morning all around how to sustain feelings of entrapment and feelings of frustration and irritation because of the fact that we're on this current lockdown and we're not in a normal environment whereby normally we're getting up, we're going out to work, we're meeting our friends, we're going doing our hobbies, we're going to the gym, dropping the kids to school, and we're having that separation piece away from our loved ones, away from the kids, the husband, the boyfriend, and away from the house, most importantly. So what we're doing now is we're doing something that we're very not used to on an emotional level, and we're feeling feelings of kind of entrapment at some points, and that can lead to irritation, frustration, emotions can start to run high, and people can start feelings, I suppose, feel feelings that they don't want to. So I wanted to pop in this morning to share with you some learnings and a technique that's called practicing non-judgment and respecting everybody else's place in the world. And it's all about how you stop yourself from going into that place of feeling defensive, feeling annoyed, and attaching, I suppose, emotionally to something someone else is doing or saying. So we're going to find maybe perhaps at some points that we're grinding or irritating one another because we're spending too much time together. So what's going on and what's happening there is it's all natural, normal human behaviour, but it's about how do we manage that going forward if we're going to continue operating from this particular space. And what can be very helpful is if we place a different way of looking at it. So if you're to take a look at things from what's called a helicopter view, and if you were to look at the way that we're built and our personality is built is that we all come into the world, we're all full of love and we're all full of purity, and as we proceed through life, what happens is due to our conditioning, which is our parenting by one parent or both parents, our grandparents' input, due to go to school and things that have taken place, and things maybe school teachers have said to us, things that has happened to us as little people, like we may have been bullied in school, or our first experience of feeling a specific emotion might have been very hard for us, and we've then felt that on a deep level and we've attached to it deeply. And as our life goes on, we have more experiences, and that forms and shapes our model of the world and how we view the world. And that attaches to us our beliefs and forms our belief systems. And sometimes we have very deeply ingrained behavioural patterns, and we can find that all behaviour is human behaviour, it's normal, but when it goes unbalanced over to the unbalanced part, then it becomes a problem for ourselves and the people around us. Some people are very patient, some people are more impatient, some people they can be a little bit more dominant, some people like things done in a very controlled way, and they can come across, they can have little controlling mannerisms. You might find that people might be a little bit more jealous or whatever. So basically, what's happening is when you take in information based on the conditioning, based on everything that's happened to you and experiences, you store it all in your subconscious mind, and you shape and form your model of the world, and you've attached feelings and meaning to it. And the primary function of your subconscious mind and of everybody's subconscious mind will always be to protect you and to take care of you and to look after you. So each individual, the motivation of the behaviour of every person on a subconscious level is that individual's subconscious mind is trying to protect them. And we don't have to condone the behaviour, like the behaviour. What I'm saying to you is that for now that we're going to adopt a different attitude of simply observing the behaviour and seeing that behaviour that person articulates is based on their meaning of the world and based on their life's experiences. And therefore, because of all of this, they have these specific behaviour mannerisms that we articulate at times. When you do this and when you understand this, what it forms is more peace in your mind, and it allows you to separate yourself from becoming personally attached to feeling defensive or to responding with a reaction because you're feeling that it's personal to you. And lots of examples of that could be like somebody could have grown up in a home where there might not have been much money. There may have been a scarcity in their lives in terms of being able to kind of, I suppose, feel that that there was an abundance of being able to have the things that they wanted, and that person then can shape and form their beliefs that they can be quite controlling, maybe, or a little bit controlling around money, or over worry about money or stress about money. If you watch the behaviour of somebody who is a bully, they might display kind of egoic behaviours of, these kind of dominant bullying traits. What's happening there is that individual, their subconscious mind's primary function of their subconscious mind is to protect them, and the motivation of the behaviour is to protect them. So if they're feeling threatened, if they're feeling not safe, or if they're not feeling secure by the way someone else is behaving, they're feeling jealous that somebody else is achieving more than them in school, or if they're feeling threatened in some way, well, then this egoic piece of behaviour will come out in them. So it's really about understanding that all behaviour is actually coming from a good place, albeit that the behaviour is maybe not necessarily good behaviour. The behaviour is coming from a place of goodness from them, because their subconscious mind is trying to protect them from maybe an attachment to one of their own earliest experiences and feelings around something that was similar to this, that represented this, and it's triggered this in them. And when we can view things in this way, and we can see things in this light, it stops us, I suppose, from losing it, flying off the handle, taking things so personally, disliking the individual. And if you like, you can say that we could even get closer to people, because we can start to maybe look at things quite differently, and start to say things like to ourselves, like you nearly kind of go inquiring about the behaviour. It's like, oh, why is he or she doing this now, or what's coming up for them, or that's interesting, and you're dropping your own piece where you're ready to kind of get into the drama dance and get into the attachment of, I suppose, the heightened emotion. And if you practice it, and it does take a little bit of practice, and it doesn't stop you automatically feeling like you want to throttle someone, or that you're going to go home cold. Like, it's not going to do that straight away. But the awareness piece of knowing what's taking place and what's happening allows you to create some separation in terms of, your own attachment to your own feelings of getting defensive, or feeling this is directed towards you, or your own feelings of, feeling upset or sensitized. And in actual fact, one of the nicest things you can do for somebody is when you do hold space for them, and you don't judge them, and you do not get into a to and a fro with them, and that you do try to understand them on a deeper level and a deeper capacity, and you do go there with them. And sometimes it can take you going there a few times with somebody for you to totally get to the root of what's going on for them, because you must remember that people are not doing things on a conscious level, they're doing it on a subconscious level. So on a subconscious level, they're acting this way. They're not consciously setting out to behave this way. Like, if people are consciously aware of something, like everybody does things on purpose, they're doing things, it's an automatic behavioural response on a subconscious level that they're behaving in a certain way. And I think it can be very, very helpful as well to try, and it's like, we're always judging people. Even if we say we don't judge people, we do. It's very hard not to judge people, and it's very hard not to judge ourselves, and we are our own worst critics. But even having this piece of, I suppose, this technique in your psyche, it really supports and helps us personally as individuals to stop going into that place of suffering and of feeling, why is this person always doing this to me? Or that place of anger, and creating feelings then that are heightened emotion, especially around this time. So if you have any questions about that, or if anybody would like me to go into a little bit more detail all around the primary function of the subconscious mind and its need to protect you, and its need to keep you safe and secure, even if it's not behaving in a way that's very nice. Do send me a private message, or I can do a one-to-one FaceTime with people and go into things in a little bit more interested detail. But I hope that helps you, and have a nice